After 2 years, Snack Prompt has gone public. Now, what does this mean? You probably know of public companies like Meta and Oracle and Microsoft, but what is Snack Prompt doing as a public company? It's been a crazy story. 2 years ago, we launched Snack Prompt. Within 3 months, we had 1.3 million users. We were one of the fastest growing startups, and it was exciting. When you start a SaaS, chances are you're gonna do the traditional route. You're going to find investors, you're gonna raise money, you're gonna join an incubator like Y Combinator, and you're going to raise money. And over the last 2 years, it has been a journey from raising money to hiring people, to building a team and hiring our first 10 employees and 20. That was my dream. I've always thought, man, one day I'll raise millions of dollars, I'll build a product, I'll sell the company. And that's the path that most people take. And what does everyone want? Everyone wants to sell their tech startup for hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. And that's the path we mostly see. But then there is these other companies like Meta, like Microsoft. They go public and they become multi-billion-dollar giants. But this public route is not very common. And as a startup founder, I never thought I would be here after launching my company in just 2 years. I want to officially say that Snack Prompt has now been acquired by Spectral Capital. Snack Prompt is now a public company. Now I want to tell you everything. It's been a crazy ride, but now we have the ability to become everything we dreamed of being. After 50 million workflows distributed on our platform, now we can do even more, do greater things, and I want to tell you the story. How does that happen and how did we do it? And that's why I made this video, to share that story. I just got back from Europe with one of my best friends and some associates, and we closed this deal, we signed. But how did we get here? When we first launched Snack Prompt, the vision was simple. Let's build a product that can help distribute workflows, automations, prompts, AI agents. Let's help small to mid-sized businesses adopt AI in minutes. We had a crazy dream to onboard the next billion employees to the world of AI and automations, to help SMBs, small to mid-sized businesses, adopt AI as quickly as sending an email, to make it so simple, out of the box. Because businesses don't want to build AI, they want to use it. I've always owned small to mid-sized businesses, from a marketing agency in my early 20s that I eventually sold, to coffee shops, to construction companies that I've invested in or been part of. And through all of it, I've always been fascinated to help the small guys, the small businesses compete with the big guys. But with AI, it's complex, and even the large companies are having a hard time integrating the power of AI and automation into their business. Roughly 75% of every automation project fails. The reality is AI and automation is still so segmented, it's so scattered. There's a new tool every month. There's no real experts, and it's incredibly tough to bring it all together and to solve a real problem inside of your company. We wanted to fix that. We built the world's first automation marketplace where anyone can sell a prompt or give it away, or an automation from NA8, Zapier, or Make, or even an AI agent. But our agents are a little bit different. Imagine building an automation and being able to turn that automation into a full-blown product, into a full-blown company or a SaaS, and rent that automation to thousands of people. That's the product we've been working on for the last 2 years. Now, when we started, we didn't imagine we would grow this quickly. Within 3 weeks of building the product, we had nearly 1.3 million users. And over time, we had 50 million plus workflows distributed via our platform. We were mind blown. As some of you may know, it takes a long time to get 1 million users. Most companies have never achieved such thing, and we were proud. Facebook, for example, they took nearly 10 months to get that first million users. But then there's OpenAI and Sora. They recently built an app that allows you to make AI videos, and you've probably been seeing those videos everywhere. And within a week, they had over 1 million downloads. Now, we didn't reach that milestone within a week, but we did within 3 months. And the first thing we did was raise some money, and we were getting ready to do that again. We were like, all right, we raised money before. Now we have about 30 people in their company. We need to grow quicker. We need to add more people. We need to bring in more developers, more talent. We need to scale. We launched a service arm where we're now working with all types of businesses where we handle their automation implementation for them. It's time to scale. But in order to scale, you need to raise more money. And we were going to start doing just that. We were going to follow the traditional model of raising money, of injecting money in the company, of scaling, raising again and scaling, raising again and scaling, and eventually maybe sell the company and get acquired. But something else happened. I got a call from a friend who said, hey, I have an investor I want you to meet. And this was Spectral Capital. And when I started talking to them, the idea was that they will inject some money. They'll participate in our seed round. Our pre-seed round, we raised at $7.3 million. We were going to do a seed round between $20 and $30 million valuation. And when we started talking to them, we realized that we were aligned in so many ways. As you know, Meta owns Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and different products. And then you have Alphabet that owns Google and many other different products. And Spectral Capital also owns a few really important companies. One that does $240 million a year, another one that does $640 million a year. So they have all of this revenue. They have a ton of momentum, but they were excited about Snack Prompt, somewhat of a pre-revenue company that has the users, that has the growth, that has a phenomenal roadmap, but is still building the product. It's still developing the full flagship product. And they fell in love with our roadmap. They fell in love with the product. They also liked our newsletter. For those who don't know, we own the Daily Bite, which is an AI newsletter. It's one of the largest ones. And we send emails every week. And sometimes I'll jump in there and I'll write a weekend piece for that email. And what we did is we got on a plane and we flew to Lithuania and Estonia, eventually made a stop in Germany. They got to know our team. We had a phenomenal time together, and they made an offer to acquire Snack Prompt, where I will come in as part of their board, and I'll take a board seat, and I'll help to manage and control all the companies within our Spectral Capital family, and Snack Prompt will become a huge part of their operation. We would still fulfill our mission, build the world's first automation marketplace, and helping small to mid-sized businesses adopt AI in days or minutes instead of months, and make AI adoption out of the box. When creators can build and automate entire organization and then distribute that same automation not to just one client, but to thousands of clients from one single place. And the business can hop in snackprompt.com, find an automation that does exactly what they already do. Someone else created, they buy it, and immediately they can start automating their entire operation. This is the power of AI, where creators build, companies use, completely out of the box, and that kind of makes us the Uber. We connect the demand with the person who fulfills that demand. AI segmented, there's new tools every day, new models, new ways of solving the same problem. Both large and small businesses don't have the resources, the power, the time to keep up with all of it. Creators can geek out and bring the best technology together, and companies don't have to worry about managing those automations because they just buy it or they pay a subscription. Those who are fascinated by the technology, they sustain that automation, they sustain the product, they maintain it, and the businesses get to use it. When AI becomes easy, simple, and out of the box, businesses can grow. And Spectral Capital aligned with that vision. This is the stock, and before we list on the NASDAQ, you guys obviously have a chance to trade, to watch, to view the stock, to acquire the stock, and it allows you to come on that journey with us. When you believe in a company like Snack Prompt, you can be part of the success by acquiring the stock. And that's the power of being a publicly traded company. It allows us to do that together. But for those who've been reading the newsletter, following along, buying, selling automations or prompts on our platform, thank you for sticking with us. I feel like this is a brand new era where our team grows, where our product gets better, and we're able to fulfill our mission to make AI adoption easy, simple, and out of the box for businesses and users alike. Thanks for joining along.